Okay, I'm just setting up the live stream. It shouldn't be long. Having said that, I've just realised I made a mistake in the video. Okay, let's go and open. I'm just opening a view of the live stream alongside my main monitor on a laptop, so I get to see the live stream chat as we go. So we are on the ground in a small airfield in the south of France called, let's go and have a look, Nogaro. And we're going to go and fly a route. Actually, let's go and show you this on the map before we get started. Zoom out. So there's our basic route. We're going to fly around the south of France. Okay, so it's about 50 or 60 miles per leg. Some are a little bit smaller, some are a little bit longer. So it should give us a good chance to play around with the aeroplane and its navigation and see how it goes. So this is the new Carenado aircraft that's been released for Flight Simulator 2024. It's the Beechcraft Bonanza F33A. And it's stunning. I think this could quite well be the best aeroplane Carenado have made. By quite some distance. They really are using all the toys in the new sim and really pushing it. So just even the reflections look in the spinner as we get close. And the patina on it is just amazing. And you wait till you see the propeller moving. And going down and looking around the undercarriage. So in terms of resolution, if we go really close, I mean, that's just amazing, isn't it? So if we have a look, we can see flecks of paint have come off various bits of the undercarriage. Let's go and have a look inside bays. This is a step up, this aeroplane, to be honest. I mean, we're being ridiculous here with, you know, going up, looking at rivets and bolts and screw heads, but it really is that good. You can do that, and it doesn't get any worse for doing it. So go and look around underneath the undercarriage assembly. Obviously, it all animates nicely when you're in flight. So that's just an idea. Look, should we go and look up here? And again, that bolt goes into a bulkhead, which might be fake. So as you can see as well, it's got its own custom font, so it applies your lettering to the aircraft, but it's got its own font to do it with, which God knows how they've done that. So even the badge has got relief. It's very cool. So just looking around the aeroplane, we're using the drone camera, so I can't interact with it from this camera. But yeah, it's something else. It really is. Just look at the detail in the fixtures and fittings. So it's got the various things that you can remove from the outside of the aeroplane. Obviously, Carenado worked closely with Microsoft on the release of 2024. So several of the aeroplanes that come with the sim were Carenado aeroplanes. But this one is just a world better than any of the others so far. It's something special. So if we go and jump in through the window, and we can have a look around inside the cabin. Obviously the drone camera will break immersion because I can fly it through the walls, but You get the idea looking around this aeroplane. It's very, very good. So if I scoot in between the pilot and co-pilot here. So it has a full stack of instruments. It's very, very good. It's got distance measuring equipment. It's got 2 nav radios. You've got a radar altitude. It's got everything. So you can see here, you know, it's a piece of work. It really is. It's got the radios. You can switch the radios out. So the way you can do that is you go into the tablet. So I'll just come back out of here because I was having a nose around a moment ago. So in the Flight Sim tablet, if you go into more apps, you get a Carenado app show up. So for the F33, so there's 2 apps there. There's another one for a different airplane, but look at it. That's probably the old ones. But here we go. You can switch bits and pieces out of it. So you could choose the radio stack if you so wish. But it looks real, doesn't it? I mean, that's just madness, just how good it is. Okay, so we've had a good look around the aeroplane. Should we get it up and running and we'll take it for a fly? So I'll just move the drone camera further away. But it's worth having a little look at this airport first, actually. This is part of the France VFR set of airports. This is the Southern France set, or part of the Southern France set. So we're next to a race car track over here, look. And there's actually cars going around it, which is quite cool. We'll overfly it when we take off. So this is not a controlled airport, so we won't have a tower, so we'll just be communicating with the ground. I've got SayIntentions running. We will be using it in the background during the flight. So let's go and press Shift and X to pull us back inside the aeroplane. And we can pop the yoke off to get ourselves started. And we want to go battery on, alternator on, and we'll go and put the nav lights on. Should we go and have a look outside at those? So you can see they're on. And we'll go and what do we need to do next? Rich mixture. We go down here and turn the fuel to main. Actually, before we do that, let's go into the tablet, see what fuel it's got. So it's 50% fueled. We'll take it up to 75% fueled and load that into the aircraft. Okay. So I've got controls here. So there's the propeller RPM. We'll crack the throttle open and set the magnetos to both. And I think we're just about ready to go. So beacon light on. Should we go and have a look at that as well? That's a bit of a masterpiece as well, actually. Look at that. Just shows you the step up that Carenado have made with this aeroplane. So then we'll go and turn the engine over. Okay, while the engine is warming up, we'll go and turn the avionics kit on. So you can see all the animations of the kit. Is very, very good. We'll put the make sure the transponder is on standby. Wait for the GPSs to come up. Autopilot. It's got basic autopilot. You've got temperature here. I'm bowled over by just how good this aeroplane is. Something else. Okay, so we'll just OK that and OK that. So we are going to use the usual trick. I've put the flight plan into the Flight Planner online. So if we go in here and go to here and load and come back in here, we can see it. So if we scroll down, and we can then send that to the avionics. So we'll wait for the GPSs to come up. Just waiting for them. So while we're waiting for that, actually, let's go and sit outside. I want to show you this. Quite apart from the sounds being wonderful, the animation of the propeller is something else. Try the lights out as well and see what they look like. So pop the yoke off again so we can get to the switches easily, put taxi and landing lights on. They're nice and bright, aren't they? There's a bit of a halo to them as well. So, oh yeah, I haven't removed the pitot tube, good shout. So we need to go do the walk around because I haven't done that at all yet. We're going to have to avoid the propeller now. Get rid of the chocks. Get rid of the pitot tube cover, and I don't think there's anything else we need to look at. I'll just have a quick look around. So while the engine's busy running, we can go and see, so you can interact around the aeroplane with the various control surfaces. I wonder if we can use the rudder as well and exercise it. Let's go and have a look. Yeah. So, jump back in the aeroplane. GPS has come up, so we should be able to go in here now and send that to the avionics. Yep, we've got the route now. That's interesting. The mouse wheel is working on the range, but clicking up and down isn't. So they've made a change to the GNS. I hadn't noticed that. Okay. So we only want the taxi lights on for the moment. We don't want strobes yet. Let's go and try the flaps out, see what sort of speed they move at. Pretty quick. There's two positions. So we'll go for first position. I presume this works. Yep. So this aeroplane is probably the best sounding Carenado aeroplane I've seen. In fact, I'm going to turn it down a bit, because otherwise you won't be able to hear me over it. Okay, let's go and have a little look at the map then. So we go from Nogaro over to, what's the full name of this airport? It's Toulouse, really, southern Toulouse. Francazal Airbase. So Nogaro. Okay, so we just need to go and change our frequency on our radio. Wrong window. To CTAF. Nogaro traffic. Bonanza, oh sorry, it should be Beechcraft, shouldn't it? Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, departing to the east. Did I put the strobe on? I should have had the strobe on then, shouldn't I? And the landing lights. I'm not setting a very good example, am I? So let's go and have a look at the animations. Very good. And we've got control behind here of the cowl flaps as well. So we turn to about 140 degrees. The visibility is very good, isn't it? Nice big windows on the side. So we get an overhead look at this airfield we've just departed from. So just looking at the comments there, Peter in the live stream comments is saying, isn't this aeroplane a pleasant surprise? It's great, isn't it? It's probably my favourite GA plane now so far in Flight Sim 2024. I'm just trimming it out. It does seem to be pushed around by the wind quite a lot, so they've obviously done some work with it, you know, reacting to the weather. So we're just going to do a quick circuit to find out what it's like on approach. It's quite fast, so we're not pushing the throttle at all, look, and it's just tipping over 120 knots in a gentle climb. So we're just going to do a quick circuit here just to get the hang of it, see what it feels like. Okay, so it has a klaxon on the throttle. I wonder if we got, I don't think I've got the view on. No, I haven't. I thought I might have switched on the traffic on the little nav map. Nogaro traffic, Beechcraft, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo on approach for runway. Now, which runway are we on? 32. Should have looked that up beforehand. Yeah, on approach, runway 32 on finals. Should have opened the cowl flaps as well, but we're doing a touch and go, we're not hanging around. It's quite heavy on the nose, yeah, it doesn't like going slowly at all. Very good. Okay, let's get the landing lights off then. and we'll have a little play with the autopilot. So right turn. Get it going in the general direction we want it to be going. We'll climb up to about 1,500 feet. And actually we could take it up a bit higher on this. So we've got about 50 miles to play with until the next airfield. So if we take it up a little bit higher, we can do some tests, like stall tests and stuff. So we'll do all that with the autopilot though. So let's just trim it out for the moment. So autopilot on. And turn the head tracking off for a moment. So it's just got roll hold, and so then we'll go and tune in, say 5,000 feet. And I don't think ARM works on the Carenado autopilots, so we can just go in and go tell us to climb at 500 feet a minute. We can just setting the RPM and fuel flow correctly, so then we can bring the heading bug round. Can we press the heading bug? No, we can't. We can't press any of these, so you have to roll them. Oops. So now we've got that going in the same direction as the airplane. We can go over heading mode. We are operating in GPS mode at the moment, so it doesn't slave the direction of the course to the GPS either, so you have to go and do that yourself. So you can see we're slightly off to the left of the track, which if we zoom in, you can see that. Okay, everything seems to work. So shall we try, are there any VORs around? Yeah, there are. So there's one over here, tabs, VOR, so 11390. Let's just go and try the radios out. So I'll put ourselves back on heading. Oh, we're on heading mode. 11390. So if I change this over to VLOC mode and change the focus. Oh, you know I said you couldn't click on the radio. It's a bug. They're going to need to fix that. We can't change the frequencies on the VOR radio because of it. Oh my word. That's a bit of a howler. You'd think they would have caught that in testing. Interesting. Okay, so... Oh, did I just click that by accident? No, it's not changing focus. For the, you know, I said earlier you couldn't click that. It seems to be a... It seems to work sometimes. How weird is that? I don't know whether it's just this session or if the plane's a little bit broken. Let's try swapping out the avionics to see if it is just an issue with my load of the aircraft today. So we've got the GNS. If we activated, so I'm guessing because I haven't got the others, I can't switch. Interesting. But yeah, that's a pretty serious bug that you can't do radio navigation in it, and you have to have you'd have to go with GPS unless you map other buttons to switch between COM and VOR tuning. But yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare actually, because I like doing radio navigation and we haven't got it. Looks amazing though, doesn't it? So, are there any plates in the cockpit telling you not to do aerobatics? Oh look, mag compass erratic. So I wonder if this has drifted while we've been in flight. If I press Control Alt Z, which I've got set, yeah, it drifts. So you have to keep an eye on the magnetic compass and adjust this. You can map various keys to adjust the gyro compasses or gyro direction instruments. Anyway, just having a look around and see what options we've got around the cockpit. We didn't put pitot heat on. It's a lovely sunny day though, so we've got an auxiliary fuel pump. So how high are we now? We've come up to 3,500 feet. So yeah, let's go and start leaning the mixture out. Again, this is a Carenado aeroplane. It's not going to be super accurate, but you can see it's affecting it though. Coming up through 4,000 feet above the clouds. There's not many clouds around. How are we doing in progress? Got a little way to go. Should we change the centre and ask for flight following? Oh, actually, can we? Can we get to the... Oh yeah, we've got the transponder, so we can do that. Let's go to centre then. Centre, Beechcraft, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, requesting flight following.
Virtual 073, Squawk 4225 and ident.
Squawk 4225 and ident 073. I mustn't have changed my number. I thought I was Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. Anyway, we'll change that in a moment. 4225. 4225 and ident. Did ident work? Let's go and change.
073.
Yeah, it's calling me the wrong thing.
South of Condom at 4400 feet. QNH 1013.
So you can change your identity in here. It really doesn't matter what you're called. So we're going to go and call ourselves... Is it F33A? This won't really matter. Although it should really be Beechcraft, I guess. Or Beach. No, it only wants... Okay, it wants the ICAO. So it's probably F33A. I'll have to go and check that. Call sign... Okay, this is Beechcraft. And this will be Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. So if we try that, Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, yeah, cool. Okay, and then they should address us correctly.
Bordeaux Control, Seabird 471 with you, flight level 360. Speedbird 471, Bordeaux Control, roger. Air Portugal 496, contact Bordeaux Control on 125.79er.
Someone's come through and said it's the BE33. I don't think it makes any difference in terms of say intentions, but it's nice to put the right numbers in, isn't it?
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, contact Pyrenees info on 126.525.
Contacting Pyrenees info 126.525, Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo. Pyrenees info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you at 5,000 feet, flying to Francazel.
Beechcraft Golf Juliette Bravo Echo Kilo Pyrénées Info. Bon après-midi.
Looks amazing outside, doesn't it? Good weather for the flight. And we've got our usual accomplice with us. So, I'm guessing the DME is hardly worth turning on if this isn't accessible. That's a real shame. I wonder if that's a common issue or if it's just this instance with me. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to go grab a coffee. We've got a little way to go until we get to Francazel. What we will do though is go and set the heading bug slightly off to one side. So 5 degrees right should do it. So we're in heading mode, altitude hold. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I'm just going to go and grab a quick coffee and I'll be back, hopefully in time for us coming in at the next airfield. I'll leave the view outside so you get to see all the pretty fields whizzing by. Oh! This is the new way of 2024, isn't it? I've forgotten this. Okay, you have to press both mouse buttons. Okay, that makes it a lot more fun. So it's not a bug, it's just the new standard of the way that instrument works. 117.70 will be the Toulouse VOR. Great shout there from Just Svero. I hope I got the name right. So yeah, I've forgotten that. In some of the stock airplanes in the simulator from Carenado, you have to use both mouse buttons to push the knobs. Okay, I'm going to leave that on autopilot though for a while, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's have a little listen and see. Okay, so obviously distance measuring equipment is now working. Now we've got the VOR radios up and running. We can go and change the CDI over to VLOC. Point the course at the VOR, which obviously you can see it's slightly offset from us. Very good. So we've got GPS and radio navigation going on, which is quite fun. Are there any ADF beacons around, non-directional beacons? Let's go and press the button to get them to, there we go. 406, there's one just ahead of us. Let's go and have a play with it, see if it works. Yeah, this has the same functionality where you use both mouse buttons. And it works. Very good. That wind is kicking us around, isn't it? So we've got 20 miles to go, 23 miles to run. So let's go and have a little play with the airplane and do some stall tests while we're en route. So kill the autopilot. Going to pull the airplane up into a climb, 50% throttle. Really? It really wants that much throttle? It wants 75% throttle. Holding the elevator in to see if it will. What about if we throw the rudder in as well? Yeah, it's not going to really do much. Getting near the maximum speed though. Interesting. So it won't spin. Or not entering that way anyway. Okay, autopilot back on. And let's go put it in heading mode, altitude hold, and we'll go for 3,000 feet then now. So it's not actually going to move towards it, is it?
Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo, Echo Kilo Pyrénées Info, contact Toulouse Info on 121.25, transponder 7,000.
Contacting Toulouse Info 121.25, transponder 7,000, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. So we need to go and change our transponder code to 7,000. And we need to put it on as well. Oh my word, SayIntentions obviously doesn't take any account of the transponder mode. It didn't complain about it, did it? Toulouse Info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 3,000 feet, en route to Francazal.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, Toulouse Info, Roger. You are not under basic information service.
I'm not under flight following. I thought I was. Oh, maybe because the transponder wasn't on. Let's try and request it now then, see what it says. Toulouse info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting flight following.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, squawk 4225 and ident.
Squawk 4225 and ident, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. Yeah, it looks like we slipped through a hole in the net there because we didn't actually have the transponder on, but it was still passing us over between controllers. So my own ineptitude is actually stress testing the systems. I think, just reading the comments, I think this is possibly the best Carenado aeroplane. Full stop. Now I've figured out it was my own idiocy with the buttons. I'd forgotten that the 2024 GA planes, you need both mouse buttons to activate the pushes of the knobs. Okay, let's go and open this up a bit more. Look at the speed going up. Okay, we're not too far away from the airport now. So, Francazal. I have no idea what we're going to find here. It's one of the airports in the France VFR Southern France pack. So it might be interesting to go in and land. Should we call the airfield? Can we get the frequency maybe from the nav map? Oh, it's Unicom. Okay, it's an uncontrolled airfield. So we could ask Centre for permission to do a touch and go there, couldn't we? So what's the name of the centre we're talking to at the moment? It's Toulouse Info. Toulouse Info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting touch and go at Francazal.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, runway 7 center, 7 right and 7 left are active. Proceed for touch and go on runway 7 center. Proceed touch and go, runway 7 center, 0, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. I've been flying too many airplanes recently. I didn't say Frankfurt, I said Francazal. It's got confused. I'm just going to step away for the moment. I need to deal with something here. Okay, I'm back. So let's go and correct this ATC. Obviously misheard us, thought we said Frankfurt instead. We said Francazal, but Francazal Airbase. Let's try that. LFBF. Toulouse Info,
requesting touch and go. Sorry, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting touch and go at Francazell Air Base.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, runway 7 center, 7 right and 7 left are active at Frankfurt. Proceed for touch and go.
No, it doesn't understand it, does it?
Center,
Okay.
Ryanair 9 Lima November is with you, crossing flight level 100, climbing to flight level 230.
So I'm going to cancel flight following because
Ryanair 9
we'll just go back to
November,
VFR.
Bordeaux Center, Roger.
Toulouse info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo cancelling flight following.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, you are already on the basic information service. Continue as planned.
It's thought I said requesting flight following there, look. Toulouse info, Beechcraft Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo cancelling flight following. Maybe terminating will be the word they would understand.
Beechcraft Bravo Echo Kilo, Roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk 7000.
There we go. It's worked. So we'll just go normal VFR for the rest of the route. Let's drop down to 2,000 feet and get out of the way of any other traffic. So how fast will this go in descent? We ought to pull the power back so it doesn't get too fast. Okay, we can see the airfield coming up on the GPS. Should put this back on head tracking. Always amazes me, these nice tricks they put in the aeroplanes. It's very cool. The material modelling is amazing in it, isn't it? Okay, so we're coming in alongside Francazell. We should see it. There it is. Be interesting to see it. If this is an Air Force base and it's custom scenery, I wonder if it's got any interesting aircraft at it. So let's go and turn off the autopilot. I can do it on the controls actually. Did I change frequencies back to CTAF?
Initial contact, you have information, Papa. Aerodrome de Murat.
So there's CTAF and ATIS. Looks to be the same here. That's quite amusing.
Advise on initial contact. You have information.
De Murat. Where's that one? There's several airfields really close to each other here. It's Blagnac. So let's get rid of some airspeed. We're just bleeding off the speed right now. Let's go and put the landing lights on. Yeah, there is some custom aircraft down here. This is going to be interesting. There's a Transcell and is it an A400? I can't remember which one's which. Whoa! A bit of wind shear happened there all of a sudden. Okay, on to the next one. So 40 miles over to Massame. I think I may stop at Massame. We'll just see how we get on. We're just here to test the airplane, really, to give it a proper try. So we're tuned in 11770. Yeah, we're still tuned in to the Toulouse VOR. So let's do a bit of radio nav here. Just going to trim the airplane out. So if we wanted to go from here, measure distance from the VOR to the airfield. So we want 98 degrees magnetic. So what we'll do is go and change the course to about 98 degrees. So we'll fly the heading we're on until the CDI comes in, and we'll fly the VOR track. Make it a little bit more interesting than normal. And maybe get a bit of altitude. We're only at 1,300 feet above sea level. What's the elevation around here? We could cheat, couldn't we, and just show it. So it's only about 1,000 feet elevation. It's not helping that I've got this set to a crazy elevation. There we go. Whoa, what are we doing in the sim? Trying to stall, that's what we're trying to do. Of course, this is Toulouse, isn't it? Should we stop and have a look around Toulouse for a few minutes? It has photogrammetry. Trying to slow down. Yeah, we're far too fast. Narrow those streets are. There's obviously Toulouse International Airport over there. Okay, we'll double back around and carry on our way to Massame. pick up the VOR track that we were after. So I'm just putting us onto an intercept course. Should we scoot forward a bit in the cockpit? Whoops, wrong button. There we go. I wonder what's going on there with the... Maybe it's cars that are parked, it's just not rendered very well. Okay, we should pick up the CDI any moment, I would have thought. So just keeping an eye on the instrument here, looking at the direction of travel. So I wonder when they changed the functionality of the GNS 530 to use the mouse wheel on the zoom. That's interesting. And here comes the CDI at last. Yeah, let's not creep up too high. Let's go back to 1500 feet. Okay, let's get the autopilot on. Nav mode, and we'll set the height. And there you can see, look, we've joined the route. So yeah, today we'll probably just end it at Mazamet, so we'll see how we get on. Have they got radio frequencies here? Approach control 123850. That's Toulouse approach. So yeah, okay, uncontrolled again. So the airfields I'm using from Orbex are really good. That you get about 30 airfields in each pack. So the southern France one, they're dotted all over the south of France. The ones that, have got custom scenery. Unfortunately, you can't see them highlighted in little nav map anymore because it doesn't have a way of doing that. But you can see them on the world map in the simulator lit up. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Could it be thrown around in the wind? I've still got the landing light on, haven't I? I just noticed that. And it gets dirty as well, look. Interesting. Okay, let's go and zoom out. You can see that's where we're heading. Should we have a bit of fun flying low over the fields? It'll give us something to do to keep us busy, won't it? So, autopilot off. Alt 8, Alt 7. Okay, so hopefully the air safety board isn't going to be watching this. But it will really give a showcase of just how good Flight Simulator 2024 has become. Thankfully I haven't got the power lines added on. So Paul says good morning from Bedford. Good morning, Paul. So we are hot dogging it across the fields on the way to a little VFR airfield in France. So we started out with flight following with air traffic control, but it became a bit of an issue because it couldn't understand that either my pronunciation was woefully off, or I'm not quite sure. It is amazing, isn't it, flying across this part of France? The countryside is so varied. The radar altitude's having a fit over there. So these radio masts or pylons up here? Looks like radio masts. It's a mobile phone mast, isn't it? Okay, we're nearly there. So if we switch this back over to GPS mode. And then switch this to the first page of the page group, and it will tell us how far. So it's about 10 miles to go. You can, of course, change this to rose mode or arc mode, as some people call it, and that will tell you the next waypoint. That's the default piece of info at the top right. So obviously from and to, and the track, our current track, and estimated time en route. So about 3.5 or 3 3/4 minutes until we get to the next airfield at this rate of knots. Watch the lines. I haven't got the power lines installed, so not an issue for us. So did this have a plate saying don't do aerobatics in it? I'm just going to go and have a quick look. I've just trimmed it slightly. Intentional spins prohibited. Oh dear. Nobody saw. Can't prove anything. That's why it's a simulator. It's a busy road, isn't it? Hello. So let's have a look at the map. We're coming in towards interesting little airfield here, Castres Mazamet. Which way's the wind? Okay, so we're going for, we'll orbit the airfield, come in runway 14. Helps if I don't crash into the ground on the way. So let's get back to a sensible altitude, say 1500 feet to orbit, and then drop down to 1000 feet for pattern altitude on the way. So what's the airfield elevation? Click on it. Overview, 700 feet. So we want 1,700 feet for 1,000 feet over the ground. And there comes 1,700 feet. So we're coming in at pattern altitude. Is that the airfield over there somewhere? Is that the one we can see there? I think it is. So we'll orbit the airfield and come in from the far side. Do a left pattern in. So let's have a quick look at it. So 3, 2 and 1, 4. Wonder if SayIntentions has any. So is this saying Carcassonne Airport? Where would Carcassonne Airport be? LFCK. While looking away, we gained 300 feet. Okay, let's go and start getting ready for landing. So landing lights on, and we'll go and open the cowl flaps as well. That wind is really throwing us around. So just for those who haven't seen this aeroplane yet, it looks the part, doesn't it? I'll just go and cycle the gear so you see the animations. It's very good, isn't it? So it's showing us being too low, so I'm holding the nose up to giving it a bit of power, just to hold attitude. So are the PAPI lights actually working correctly? Seems a bit steep. Maybe it's just me. It's quite windy. Oh look, there's a C-130 over there. Or I think it is. Might be a Transall. No, it looks more like a C-130. Very nice animations. There we go. So that's the new Beechcraft. No, what was the exact model number of it again? It's the F33A, is it? Yeah. It's very good, isn't it? Wonderfully modelled. So if we press Shift and X and go to the drone camera, we can go and have a look around it. Again, for those that didn't see the start of the video. So do we think there are constant upgrades going on in the background by Asobo and Microsoft on their servers to improve the performance? Yes, there are. Massively so. So should we go and have a little look at this airport then? This is from the France VFR South of France pack. So you can see it's quite basic because they put so many airports into each set. But it's good enough, and I think that's great. Because obviously you don't go wandering around normally within the airport. But to have some basic airports that, you know, give a bit more colour and character to the various airports is great. So you can see there's a little hangar over here. Some stuff in it. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to leave it there for today, looking at the new Beechcraft, and I'll see you all again soon. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I've got a couple of aeroplanes and a couple of other aeroplanes to look at. The developers of the RANS 6S have sent me a copy of their new version of it to have a look at. Also, there's the new INI Builds Executive 7W, is it called? There was 32 ever made. It's a 1930s executive low-wing monoplane. It's a bit of a, well, it might be early 40s, but yeah, I think it's late 30s. It's very, very good. We'll have a look at that as well over the next couple of days. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.